Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelorette Recap, a guy's review. As you can see here from the thumbnail here, we've got Michelle Young with a premiere date, October 19th, a Tuesday premiere episode of her season of The Bachelorette, and a fantastic new promo photo at that. I'm going to share with you guys who designed her photo, some behind-the-scenes look at the dress, and also what Michelle's up to. She's back to work in Minnesota teaching. And also in this video, after all that, we will discuss a Reddit list that was compiled of all of the men of Michelle's season that have liked Donald Trump's tweets. Now, this might not be a big deal to everyone. It really depends on where Michelle stands politically, which we don't know too much for sure, but we'll dive into all of that, what it might mean with regards to the producers in their balance between drama, stirring up controversy, and actually being there to provide Michelle with contestants that she might actually be into. So we'll get into all that. Do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy these deeper looks into the content as it relates to our lives. We don't just watch a love story play out, folks. There's a social dynamic that happens. There's moral issues we talk about. There's so much that goes on, and we can use the Bachelor franchise as a little bit of a water cooler, kind of a common denominator to a lot of the issues we face around the world. And also at DNeals on Instagram, you can find all of my show dates up there for stand-up comedy. And if you want to see stand-up comedy this Monday, West Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, I got a show 7:30 p.m. at the Hollywood Improv Lab. So I'd love for you guys to check that out. And let's dive right into this. So here's Michelle's new promo photo. I mean, she's looking great. Some have asked if this is an engagement ring. Probably just prop jewelry there. It's gigantic. They'd be like 15 carats. Hey, who knows? Neil Lane, you got any bigger stuff out there for Michelle? Get her the biggest carat ring you could find. So let's just search by best, and we'll go through what people are saying about this dress, because, I mean, it is fantastic out there. So, and then after we discuss her dress is when we will discuss some of these bros and their, liking of tweets. I mean, for me, or Instagram posts. And for me, it's like we just live in a world where if you like something, does that mean you endorse something? What are you liking? Are you liking the person or the post, you know? So apparently this dress was custom made by a black designer, Stanley Hudson, who also competed on Project Runway. I knew this was too beautiful to be some Randy Rom stuff. I'm so excited for Michelle. All right, so let's get right into the dress here. This is from Michelle's story, and it's the designer talking about the dress. And here we go. Look at that, 500,000 followers. Didn't have an account till she joined Bachelor.
My name is Stan Hudson, and I am a costume designer. I am so excited to design and make a dress for the latest Bachelorette, Michelle. On meeting Michelle, her spirit came across so strong, and one of the sweetest people I've met.
She's gonna shine. All right, this buffering.
A long time. So I start my process by the search for fabrics. We're shooting out this gorgeous mansion with tons of flowers and roses, so seeing what works with the room and also the coloring of our subject, Michelle. So here's our fabric. Let's do some sketches.
Now, I love this behind the scenes, but I'd watch like a much longer version of this, you know what I mean?
And see what happens.
It's like a Goldschlager dress.
I sit around and I sketch to come up with something cool and unique. And then from there, it's constructing the garment.
The dress itself is beautiful.
Yeah, she wears this well. She's going to be such a delight this season. People are going to fall in love with her.
And then we complete the garment and it's ready for our production.
Damn. Oh yeah, she's gonna shine, folks. She's gonna shine. So that's on Michelle Young's Instagram stories. Just gets back to Instagram after, I don't know, what is it, a 6-week hiatus while she's filming. So everyone, beautiful, so excited, says Rachel Kirkconnell. Serena, my favorite teacher, Caitlin Bristow. Hard eyes, hard eyes, hard eyes. Katie Thurston, let's go. Boy, Bachelor Data's ready to analyze the season. All right, so everyone is involved, and then of course I will be there in the front of the classroom with my hands up. We need some dads. If there's any dads out there that watch The Bachelorette that have a child in Michelle's classroom, look, keep your kid out of it, but just let me know. If you got any +1s for your parent-teacher conference, I'd love to, just drop in, maybe audit the class or something. I don't mind doing some more Egyptian history. What are they learning these days? Who knows? All right, so there she is, okay? All right, so now this topic with the, now let me jump ahead here. So Michelle, so this is on Reddit. I'm sorry, one more. Multiple of Michelle's contestants liked Trump's Instagram post, so we'll discuss this. Now, in and of itself, it's not a horrible accusation to like a former president or president at the time's Instagram post, depending on when they liked it. But the question comes in with what was done on Rachel Lindsay's season, first black female Bachelorette, had Lee Garrett, last name Garrett Lee, with real problematic photos. And this all came out, it's been over 4 years. So if we look at some of the tweets from Lee, and it makes you wonder, did they do this? And as Erica here asked, Bachelor ABC, why did you cast someone with racist views for Rachel Lindsay? Was it for ratings? Was it a stir-up drama? A lot of questions never got answered. And now these were like, obviously different than liking the president's post. These were, way more out there, blatantly endorsed. Like, he tweeted this. These were his opinions. It was one thing after another. And this is from only 5 years ago. This was about a year before their show started. So Lee apologized for that, but it just was like, look, you're gonna really take the first black Bachelorette and you're gonna bring somebody on. Like, you saw these were only a year old. This wasn't like Taylor Nolan 10 years behind. Not that it makes it any better. So in today's world, it's so divided. Now, you've got contestants like Chris Sutton, right? He's from Louisiana. That's a red state. That's a state that votes Republican. Michelle, Minnesota, is a blue state, but it's blue with shades of purple, which means it's not dark blue. It's not blue in the sense that it's 100% everything's voted Democrat. It's got, it's a battleground state. It's not, but they've won, most of the elections there, if not all of the last decade or plus, have gone blue. It's still up for debate. Anyway, so, and then you've got states like Michigan and other states that it could go either way. The point of me saying all this is things don't have to always be political right off the bat. But if Michelle is somebody, and I'm just guessing, who has views that are on the Democratic side, could she fall in love with someone who's got views that are different than her? And in the past, you would see this. People comment all the time. Oh, my husband's a Republican. I'm a Democrat. We don't see eye to eye on everything, but we just don't talk about it. Sure, fine. Some people used to live in that way, but in today's world with social media, it's more in your face. We wear that on our sleeve in a lot of ways. And in a lot of ways, things have fallen on a party line, like the Black Lives Matter movement. There are people in the MAGA campaign that think it's some Marxist group that's there to control people and whatever they may think that it is. And then there's people on another side who says, no, it's about equality. It's about wanting Black lives to matter as much as everyone else. It's for equality. It's just the way feminism is really about all genders matter. That's what feminism is, because it's about getting there. Black Lives Matter is about, now hold on a second, all lives matter. Now, I'm not a fan of all lives matter because that takes away from Black Lives Matter. You understand the difference? But what Black Lives Matter is trying to do is get people to the starting line where everyone, equality of opportunity, equality of like saying, hey, let's all get to the same place in the starting line. Like, not let's all finish at the same place, but let's all just begin here. So I'm trying to make it clear where I stand here. Because look, we have plenty of people that disagree with me politically. I'm a progressive, social democratic type of person where I don't think we're taxing the billionaires nearly enough, and I don't think they're worth that much more than the people that are lower middle class. And I don't like the way that our world has kind of been so profit driven, because we're destroying our economy and people in general in the process. Looking at you there, Elon. No, not Elon. He's not. Bezos. All right. So the point is that I have to preface all of this so people don't just get triggered and go, well, there's nothing wrong with it. Listen, there is a divide that exists in our country, and we will have to find out if Michelle is willing to state people outside of her political beliefs, or just find out what her political beliefs are. And not every one of these messages that was endorsed by people is problematic. This is a message congratulating the LSU football team, and Chris Sutton is from Louisiana. I don't know what that means, guys. So keep America great. That's frightening that a child has that. And someone had posted something kind of funny. Let's see if we can find it. If my family dressed me in a full Trump outfit as a newborn, I just simply roll myself to the fire station. And Trumpers say that Biden supporters are the weird ones. So, of course, there's going to be, So this is liked by Casey Dilla Music, which I guess is another contestant here. And then we've got another Trump. A great day at the White House for our national champions, LSU Tigers. Again, I don't know. This is a LSU pro Louisiana post. The president, I don't know. Trump pushing snowflakes aside. This is where you lose me. That is a real fan. Thank you. So this is a MAGA post endorsed by Casey Dilla Music. So this is, of course, something that's way more political than just somebody winning a football game here. So that you would assume, you could make the assumption that Casey Dilla Music is a MAGA. So it goes on and on and on. So wait, this was a Candace Owens, who is liked by Casey Dilla. And again, if they never even saw the transcript. Okay, one witch hunt thing after another. You can go through these. Anyway, let's read some comments about what people think of all that. We will never escape the Garrett curse. All right, so this stuff is important because Michelle herself is a progressive black woman. I looked up her political leanings, and I didn't find anything like that exactly said that. But I mean, that would be a decent assumption. But again, if anyone could let me know on in any articles there, we could figure that out. Michelle herself is a progressive black woman who said during her time with Matt that Black Lives Matter and the movement is important to her. So I don't care about all the there are black Trump supporters stuff. If they came to the show to date Candace Owens, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. This stuff is the exact opposite of what Michelle stands for, and it's mad shady that they cast this many men who don't match up with what she directly said, and it's important to her and supports someone that's whatever. I'm trying to read that without swearing because of the algorithm. This doesn't surprise me at all. I remember Casey was the one who liked tweets calling LeBron a biatch for speaking out about police brutality. Casey is for sure Lee 2.0. I'm calling that now. The guys, Chris Sutton, Casey Woods, Garrett Ada, and Olamib Odanid. I'm going to have to work on that pronunciation. I'm not trying to make fun of it in any way. Olamide, that's his name. Olamide Onahide. Not another Garrett. Can we just ban all Garretts from the franchise? Garretts are now officially suspect. Garretts and Lee Garretts. It's almost like casting straight white men who like to play up the Christian card from Middle America causes limited views. There it is, folks. This is incredibly frustrating considering all of these men signed up to date a black woman, so it's incredibly harmful. Also, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought they cast for Michelle specifically considering they had months, so production casting must have done this on purpose. I mean, it's not hard to find, someone like the president. You go to the Instagram of the person, and you follow them, and then it'll show, maybe you don't have to follow them, but it'll show you very easily whose tweets they like or in Instagram. I mean, it ain't rocket science to find this stuff out, is my point. So anyway, there's different ways to sort of discuss how we all feel about this. To assume that somebody likes the former president or the president at the time's Instagram, that's a tough assumption to make that they follow, and that's what becomes difficult because, like I said, we've all got, whether we know it or not, family and friends that voted differently than we did. And some do it for reasons that are different than we think. It's very easy for a left-leaning person, for a Democrat voter, to say, if you support Trump, it's because of X, Y, and Z, and that makes you a racist, a homophobe, and all these other things. And I reject that line of thinking. I don't think that's a smart way to gain their vote back. I think it's more important to understand why 40+8% of the country voted a certain way. Also, how bad does that make the competition if they couldn't pull those votes away from them? And also start listening to why people feel the way that they do. And if we don't do that, then we're not going to, we're not meeting at the same, it's like if you're ever in math class, you have to get to the same denominator, you know what I mean? 3/4 times 2/8 is whatever the case may be. 6? Is that 6/8? What, 3/4? Wow, who knows? The point is you got to get to a common denominator, and we won't get there if one side thinks the other side's all X, Y, and Z. And certainly half the country's not racist, or are they? Certainly there's other forces that are causing people to vote a certain way. Culturally speaking, every city and every state has pockets that vote a certain way. They even have studies that say down to the cul-de-sac. Some neighborhoods vote this way and think that way, and some neighborhoods vote this way and think another way. And how do we bridge the gap and learn about the other people and try to share better ideas so we can actually get rid of bad ideas in politics? That's a question above my pay grade, especially for Bachelor Nation. I did want to pull up one more thing. And I do want to say, it is not easy to make content where you're not editing it, but I hope you can respect that my train of thought is to be understanding to people that view things differently than I do, not to accept their views. You understand, I don't accept a lot of views, if not all of the way people that vote differently than I think. That's why I don't vote that way. I don't accept those views. I don't necessarily shame people for those views because they got to those views in a very specific way that's different than the way I got to my views. And it's more important to have compassion and grace for people that are trying to just make the best decisions for themselves. And unfortunately, a lot of people will make decisions based off of fear. And when the world's not doing well, when the country's not doing well, when we spend more on healthcare and we're getting sick and we're in a pandemic and people are worried about themselves, it's easy to play people on their fear. And we shouldn't be doing that. That's not the way to progress ourselves within this country. So Michelle's back at work. Hit the wrong button there. So Michelle's back at work. And what's fascinating about this is I guess she's going to stay in Minnesota. Look, I didn't think she would. Maybe after this year, I mean, you become a celebrity when you go on the show. You get offered Dancing with the Stars. You get all these different things that go on. And I just didn't think she'd stay in the classroom. I said this before. I don't think teachers are paid enough. It's got to be very difficult to maintain a full-time teaching job, knowing you can make more for one Instagram post than you will for a full year's salary. Those are just the facts. I've gotten so many messages from people that said, you know what? Because someone wrote me and they go, you know what? Just because you think teachers are just looking out the money. And it's like economics. Some teachers might pass up another job and take the hometown discount because they enjoy teaching. But in a lot of cases, that extra $10,000, that extra $50,000, that extra $100,000, people go into different jobs because it's an exhausting job. I mean, people are setting up GoFundMe accounts to, raise money to buy watercolors. It's just ridiculous. So anyway, this post here says Michelle's going back to work and the majority of her press obligations will be virtual with a couple of in-person appearances. Will the producers try to sneak her F1 into Minnesota for the safe house visits? Or will safe house visits be on the weekends? Since Michelle rarely posts, I guess we'll have to pay extra close attention to the movements of the guys. Also, the particular Bachelorette spoilers forum figured out that the guy mentioned in today's spoiler thread who said that Michelle's amazing and that she was only into two guys is Rick. This means nothing to us. We don't know any of these guys. It doesn't mean he's one of them. Someone said, oh my, OMG. A lead that wants to have a life outside social media and does not want to move to California or New York. I might love her. Well, be careful. I say be careful. Odds are, as we've seen with every other lead, they get sucked back into the system. Look, even if it was only for a few years, you have the chance to make the most money you'll ever make in your life 2 to 3 years after being on the show. We'll see how this all plays out. Wow, I love that she's going straight back to work. I mean, it is noble to say the least. Absolutely. I find that so cute. I bet the parents of the elementary school students are going to watch the show. I wonder if they'll let their kids watch too. Oh boy, you would hate to be on the show as the lead knowing your kids are going to be watching this because then you're going to get like a teacher. Like we want Michelle to be a teacher, but we don't want to watch Michelle the teacher date. We want to watch Michelle the human. And unfortunately for teachers, they have to worry about like how they're sculpting their kids. I mean, God forbid I was a teacher. They'd be like, what are you doing making all these weird videos about fantasy suites and all that stuff? And I'd be like, I know, I'm sorry. But luckily, that's not the case. Although if you do need me to be a teacher, you can call me Professor Dave. I'll be here all day long. All right, folks, let me know what you think about this sensitive topic. Go easy in the comment section. Be kind to each other. And we'll talk to you guys live stream today, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye now.